It's me, the devil.
Oh my god.
Where have you been? You're behind on your quota of death threats on the internet.
I was on Saginaw Beach getting a base tan.
A base tan? I am the Lord of Darkness, and you speak to me of a base tan?
Yeah, I mean, wait. Okay. I was calling Ann Caps Catholic on the internet.
You know what I'm thinking, Brian?
What's that?
I'm thinking you're back.
I'm back.
This is all the power you ever had. Now it is mine. Pity, there is not more time for us.
You tell him it's open season on all suckheads.
Just gonna have to teach you a lesson. No more clowning around. Fire
Is that gasoline I smell? No, man. No!
Welcome, everybody to Edging with Trash and Monk. I'm the devil.
Whoa, and I'm Trash.
I can't do that shit any longer. Howdy, everyone.
Where'd Monk go?
Yeah, I was channeling some
Monk
dark
possessed?
shit
Is
there.
that what's happening?
Yeah, for real. It's like, what's a movie about a possession? It's like Ratatouille.
Yeah, it's like Ratatouille. Welcome back. We're back from vacation, everybody.
Yeah, no more bugs, which is the number one thing you look for on vacation is movies with bugs in them.
Yeah. That's our thing. Bugs. Yeah, we're back. We watched the movie John Wick.
Jan Wick.
Jan Wick.
Absolutely.
Jan Wick, the Swedish pianist / assassin.
They kill. What's the fucking IKEA shark plushie? This was going to be a really good.
The blowhigh.
Yeah, is that how you pronounce it? Blowhigh.
That is how you pronounce it. Yeah.
He killed them with a blowhigh.
3 men in a bar. He killed him with the blowhigh. Oh my god. Yeah, actually, Jan Wick is trans. So I can't go anywhere with that joke. I was like, where am I going to go with that? I'm like,
what do you mean joke? It's just true.
Yeah, it's true. It's just true. Okay, everybody. And I'm
not everything has to be fucking
right now.
Not everything has to be fucking funny all the time. Okay, sometimes
that's
things
true.
are just fucking the way that they are, and you have to deal with that.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
that's true.
It's true.
I don't think we've talked about the Angelic Initiative on this show.
No, not on this show. On all of our other previous shows, yes, but not on this show.
Yeah, not on this one.
Not
on this our longest running podcast.
Is this the longest running? I don't know how many episodes the toilet one had. I'm
not talk. There were like 8.
8? Oh wow, that's fewer than I thought there were.
Yeah, there were not very many.
Damn.
Well, I mean, it was a lot of effort to get them put together, and they're only YouTube friendly, so it's like, I don't know. We gave up on it pretty quick because it was fun.
Yeah. Well, also at a certain point, we had seen every picture of a toilet on the internet, I think.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I still get people sending me toilets from Toilet Talk. And it's just like, people will be like, you seen this one? And I'm like, yeah, I've seen. I have actually seen that toilet. Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, check out Toilet Talk on YouTube. You will have a hard time finding it. It's I mean, it's good. It's good.
It's okay. Toilet Talk was fine for what it was.
I think it's great. I've showed it to people and they loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And maybe they were just blowing smoke up my ass, but you know what? fuck it. It was good. It's a good podcast. We made it. We had a whole Star Wars episode about Star Wars toilets.
I forgot about that one.
Where I read the Darth Plagueis the Wise monologue as about Darth Commodious. That's what we put it together. We like wrote it ahead of time too.
We were fucking
Monk, better.
We were better at cold opens then, I guess.
Yeah, that was a pretty good one. That was a pretty good cold open. Yeah. We put effort in. We tried, you know. I think that's the big difference is that now we're just like, you know what? We're in our post effort era when it comes to podcasts.
Yeah. No editing, no cuts, all one take, and fuck you, you're listening to it anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, and if my internet drops out, I'm just going to pretend like I know what Monk was talking about.
I mean, you're probably going to have about as accurate of a guess as you could, even if your internet wasn't out. It's like, what the fuck am I talking about anyway?
Yeah. What's happening?
Yeah.
Where
Hello?
am I?
Hello?
Am I?
Hello?
Who am I? Arguing with ANCAPs on the internet? Yeah, probably. They're the funniest people, by the way. I just think they're very funny. You can read all of the really cool ways that they describe themselves. Yeah. I love going through their list of adjectives that they use to describe themselves in their hyper specific niche. Like this one that's like a subset labeled themselves the one true ANCAP, probably a little joking, but then everything else is just a list of like, these are the people that I believe are the most correct.
What's funny about ANCAPs and like basically any other movement on the right as well is that these people have everything they fucking want in the world already, and they're still just bad all the time. Yeah. Like, what the fuck? You want your taxes to be like? At a certain point, like you have to realize that like like the shit you want is made up and not real.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been getting.
You mean? I'm sorry. You said ANCAP. I think you mean atheo-pagan.
Is that a real fucking thing they say?
Do you mean hyper-atomist?
God damn it.
Do you mean proprietarian post-monarchist?
You know, monarchism is the original anarcho-capitalism, honestly.
It really is. It's true. It's true.
It's just some people own all the shit. The landowners own everything. And they're just private individuals who are conducting commerce on the market. You know,
they really do seek to recreate like Catholic feudalism. Yeah, it's hilarious. I don't know how they don't see it, and it's probably because their heads are so deeply buried up their asses. And I love that for them because I also don't live in reality. I feel represented. It's like, oh yeah, you've had a complete break with reality. Wow, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. Yeah. Reality doesn't exist. It's cool. It's
so funny. Like people, it feels like no one has a grasp of reality. It feels like everyone's just wandering around saying shit and has been for about 5 years now without even really thinking about what it is that they're saying at all. It's so funny.
Here's my theory. My theory is that reality was destroyed when the really cool reality reactor in the Twin Towers got blown up, and that's what happened. And reality just kind of ended then, and we've just been like participating in these like several disparate timelines of what is reality while still being able to interact with each other, and it's disgusting.
It was an evil wizard.
But it's also really funny.
It was an evil wizard that did 9/11.
Yeah. And his name, you can hear his name when you pull the USB. You plug in USB. It goes, Mark Zuckerberg.
Mark Zuckerberg. I can't send Brian any TikToks before the show, or else the show will become about the TikToks that I sent Brian before the show. That's like half of what the show is anyway.
Yeah. What is the other side of it when you pull it out?
Something like "No, you don't" or something like that. I don't fucking remember.
I'm listening to it right now.
Hold on. I'm gonna vamp for a little bit.
Oh, that's right. It's no, you're not.
No, you're not.
Zuckerberg. No, you're not.
Mark Zuckerberg.
Oh, it's so good. So fucking good. I love people. Their brains are so broken. Yeah. They just oof.
I got into an argument on the internet myself recently.
Oh, tell me more.
It was a small micro argument.
A Michael argument
about this guy. So this is a video about I'm not gonna play the whole thing because it's long, but here's like the first 5 seconds of this video, and you can instantly tell what it's about, right?
Day in the life of a teenager making $14.6K a month. First,
you know, like this is a scam, right? There's no fucking way of them. And like the video goes on.
A teenager making $15K a month. That's hilarious.
Yeah, right. And the fucking thing goes on to talk about like the way he does this is by basically getting Chat GPT to fucking shit out some TikTok bullshit. And just posting it up there. And like the guy, if you go to his Instagram, like he's fucking selling courses on being like a social media influencer and shit like that. And it's like, this is a scam. Like this is the most obvious scam in the world.
Yeah. And, that's more of a scam than drop shipping. And I thought that was, that woo.
Yeah. And like maybe some people will be confused about what the scam is because number one, I don't know. Let me tell you about the fucking dude who's disagreeing with me, who replied to me saying that this is a scam with, I can't comprehend this process, so it's automatically a scam. It's like,
no, I understand what's happening here, and it's a scam. That's what's actually going on here.
Motherfucker, 3 things. Number one, you're not going to make $15K a month doing this. It's just not. Maybe like 2 years ago, maybe you could. It's not happening anymore. They fucking like. Do you know how hard it is to make money on the internet producing like actual content?
Yeah, people want to listen to maybe, and it's like, oh wow. Which, I mean, welcome to the podcast.
Yeah, Patreon coming soon, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. I don't
know. Number 2, is what he follows up is like, you can talk yourself into believing whatever you want, but there's no scam involved. The cost is 30 seconds of your time. And it's like, well, yes, it's 30 seconds when one person's doing it, but this is like fucking all TikTok is like AI shit that people like. $1 pancake, $100 pancake.
Yeah. God, there was an episode of QAA the other day. Sorry to cross promote a different. I mean, I guess it's not cross promotion. I'm not on that fucking podcast. I just like it. Okay,
you'd go on the show, right?
QAA, have me on. I'll shit up your podcast real good. I have nothing to talk about, so but they had a whole episode that was just about kind of the enshittification of the internet.
Yeah,
mostly through the lens of looking at Google and how Google's just been on this downward trajectory of being like worse and worse because it's all about making money and not about getting good search results, and those things are mutually exclusive.
Yeah,
I mean, to a degree. Like you
I
can
have like
place, right? But,
fucking at work all the time. I have like fucking people calling in and they like clicked on like a phishing link that was an ad result on Google, and it's like they Google Facebook and the top result is some phishing site that's like, Microsoft has detected viruses on your PC. Call us immediately. And it's like, no.
And then their goomer brain, so saturated with lead fumes, is just like, whoa! And they end up clicking the link, and it's and then it's fucking Jover.
Yep.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this guy says, there's no scam involved. The cost is 30 seconds of your time. Number one, the scam is the TikTok corporation. That's the person paying you for something that's garbage. So, and number 2, it's not 30 seconds of your time because it's fucking everywhere. It's like all of my time. It's like half of I can feel my life force drifting away.
So I developed a really good system for getting away from ads and bullshit on TikTok.
Yeah.
And you should subscribe to my course on how to do this. The trick is, but here it is. Let me give you a taste, okay? The trick is that you go and you have all of your friends look at TikTok and then send you things, and then you'll never see an ad on that app in your life. It's just all TikToks from people. You're not gonna do it, I know, because you got your little mission. You got your TikTok mission. I
don't even want to fucking do that mission anymore. I got so fucking mad when I logged off of TikTok for 6 months and all the white people came back to my timeline when I logged in again. Like I thought I banished you Yakubians.
They're back and they're making food wrong.
Yeah. That's the other long running TikTok bit I've had is when I ever see any like bloodmouth shit, I will report any video of people cooking meat for disordered eating on TikTok.
Yeah, as you should. This is an anti-carnist podcast, by the way.
That's true. Anti-carnist and anti-suicide.
And anti-suicide, except. I mean, no, it's just anti-suicide. We just are. I would never.
The party line, Brian. No matter how much the world would be a better place if you killed yourself, you shouldn't.
What would the name of our party be? It would be the
edging party.
The edging part. No, it'd have to be something. It'd have to be like an acronym, right?
Yeah.
Would it just be EDGE? What would it stand for?
Oh no, shit! God damn it! Sorry.
Oh my god! The extremely dope gaming insurrection.
Extremely dope gamer enzymes.
I just am thinking of like, oh, what for like the PSL, but for like even more impertinent, you know?
What does PSL stand for? I don't know what the fuck any of these people are actually doing.
Party for Shit and Liberalism, I think it is. It's
awesome.
No, it's a party for socialism and liberation, and
like the democratic shits from my ass.
Yeah, exactly. Just another in the long cascade of groups that I'm just like, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
I don't know about that one.
Let me tell you the last thing that this fucking person I was arguing with said to me.
Yeah, please.
All advertisements are a scam, according to you.
True.
It is true.
Wow. Big and true.
It is absolutely true.
Wow. Did they accidentally stumble onto the point?
I think they may have, but they didn't.
They didn't care.
They don't care
because they live in a reality that's so totally different from you.
Yeah, so entirely different. Like someone else replied, because I said that all this like AI, like I'm not like as anti AI as some other people are, but when it's like $1 private island, $1 million private island, when it's that shit. It's like, what the fuck? This is like just pointless trash that has no value. And like people were doing that shit before AI, obviously, but the AI has its like primary use case is just producing this type of shit in massive quantities. But like, so like that's what I said is like this, filling up the internet with a bunch of bullshit that nobody wants to see is like a scam inherently, even if it's normalized. Someone else said, oh, there's no value, you say, but people are clearly watching it long enough for someone to monetize on it. Fuck you. I don't care how many babies are fucking being handed an iPad and looking at $1 Binky. $1 million Binky.
Yeah, those babies are being exploited, even if they're adults. Okay.
My heart goes out to all of the grown adult babies who don't know how to identify that they're being fed slop from a trough in their algorithms.
Yeah, it makes me really sad to know that there's people out there who are looking at that are looking at the equivalent of like a Coco Melon, like not even a Coco Melon, a knockoff Coco Melon of Spider-Man killing children, and going, this is good actually. But I gotta say, for the AI art on TikTok, I was a fan for a minute.
Yeah.
Of those ones where there were people like eating food in a car or something like that. And then it would just like sub out half of the video with like very weird alien noises and and the people turn into like Silent Hill monsters. I loved that for a second. It's a little trite now. And maybe that's kind of the problem with the novelty goes away so quickly with all this AI stuff. Where are we going to end up? Is it just going to be subbing out Hitler's face for everybody in like a week? Probably. And that's, I don't know. I don't think that's good.
Yeah, I don't know. I think the AI shit, the problem is mostly just that there's just not too many incentive. The problem isn't that AI makes it too easy to create bullshit. Honestly, it's that there's too much incentive for making fucking bullshit. Like, yeah, and that's been the case fucking for AI's accelerated this shit. But it's the overall trend has always been there, and it's fucking the correct answer is to like take everyone who is making bad art and put them into re-education camps along with the politicians and businessmen.
This is the true party line of the EDGE.
Everyone we disagree with simply needs to be reprogrammed into agreeing with us.
Yeah, true and real. Just turn them into people that live in our reality, not their reality. Yeah. Okay. Their reality sucks. Our reality is based.
It is.
Yeah. We watch cool movies.
Speaking of false realities, you ever find yourself an internationally renowned assassin, but then fall in love with some chick and you try to get out of the game and you are living your life in a fucking illusion of being done with your sordid past, only for it to come up again in the worst of possible times.
You know, I can't say that it's happened to me, but it did happen to my friend John Wick.
With the blahage. That's how I always said it.
Yeah, I mean that's what the barbaric American tongue says it like. But if you're a Swede of high stature, tall, blonde hair, blue eyed Swede.
Like Johnny Rico.
Like Johnny Rico.
Sweden really is the Argentina of Europe.
Do you think they have a Buenos Aires in Sweden?
I don't think so. No, I think that would be very surprising if they did.
Do you think they have bugs in Argentina?
That I'm pretty sure they do.
You think they have bugs in Stockholm?
Yeah, I think bugs are pretty much everywhere at this point.
Really?
Yeah, I know. Everyone's on the fucking being infested by insects bandwagon. It's
wow.
Follower behavior.
That's follower behavior. Also fucking global warming, am I right?
Yeah, for real.
Antarctica's got bugs. Do you think the Arctic Circle has bugs? Do you think they have bugs at the North Pole?
Isn't the North Pole like just water at this point?
Global warming, am I right?
Yeah.
Oh god. You know, when you plug in a USB port, it goes Mark Zuckerberg.
Global warming.
All right, let's talk about this fucking movie. Okay, so everybody, we watched a beautiful, beautiful film, a John Woo flick. Okay, Everybody loves John Woo. John Woo is great because his work can often fit into the edgelord genre without having to be like total dog shit, and I love that.
It's John Wick, John Woo.
I thought it was.
What's he credited as? I don't see him as the director.
Oh, have I been like lied to by myself?
Directors are Chad Stahelski and David Leitch, I think.
Am I stupid? Is that what happened here?
Well, yeah, but sometimes you're right about things anyway. But I don't know about this.
Let me look it up.
Chad
I was spreading
Stahelski
misinformation.
was he entered the film field as a stunt performer at the age of 24. His first start as a stunt double came from the movie The Crow, for doubling the late Brandon Lee. It's all connected.
It's all connected.
Wait, Brandon Lee died?
Wait, what? Say it ain't so.
Yeah.
Let's see.
So this is a movie about a guy, and he's got a dog, and he runs around, and he's acting crazy all the time. But like, it kicks ass is the other part.
Yeah,
unlike all the other
really
movies with the acts crazy descriptor, he is fucking going to town. He's double tapping people. He's got piss. You know what the fuck John Wick is? I mean, like,
yeah,
it's an action movie. You know, he's running around. He's beating people up. He's working his way up to the top of the fucking Russian mob in New York, and there's not really. Like there's sort of like an overtone of there being a few like emotional beats of like, oh, he's getting embroiled in like this part of his life he tried to left behind and shit like that. But really it's about like he's running around and acting crazy, you know?
Yeah. It's like, yeah, there is a storyline, but this really does feel like like shoot 'em up.
Yeah.
Like it feels like Clive Owen running around with a carrot. Like they even have references to that kind of thing going on where it's like, yeah, I've got a carrot, or it's a pencil. Sorry, a pencil. 3 guys in a bar with a pencil. Right. So it's like, there's some very clear nods to other on in the general idea of this classic shoot 'em up, kind of light on plot, but big on choreography and like general fun, you know?
Yeah, big on neon lights and having a badass soundtrack, except for when the soundtrack sounds like you're about to get 0% APR on a Ford. There are a few moments like that, which aren't very good. Yeah.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know. He's running around, he's acting crazy. He's I think the big appeal of the movie is obviously like the jumping around and stunt kind of thing. But I do think they do like a good job of like setting up like an interesting world for this to take place in. I do like how there's like the hotel where it's neutral ground technically, and everyone's trading these fucking gold coins around with each other, which aren't really explained. It's like, it's kind of like, and usually when I use this phrasing when describing a movie, it's intensely negative. But in the most kind possible way, the movie is kind of like a video game, and in a lot of ways.
Yeah, it does do that. I think the gold coins, it's like it's not just that it's like a video game even. It's so much that it's like there is this whole other world that you don't know about going on underneath the surface, and it's just like the society of gentle people killing each other, for crime reasons, and it's like, okay, so you have this extremely this alien thing that like we cannot understand. They trade gold coins. Everybody knows about it. You could cook up all sorts of reasons that they use gold coins, but it doesn't really matter. The whole thing is that it's supposed to be different from what you're used to, and kind of alienating. And it does a really good job of creating a world that feels separate from our own.
Yeah, I mean, it does kind of like, because it's like about like a criminal underworld, you know, and like the way you enter this criminal underworld is with those coins, and like there's like this is, I don't think this is really like a deep and philosophical point, but it is cool that they have these gold coins they're giving to a concierge called fucking what's his name, Karen.
Oh yeah, the
like the ferryman.
Karen, yeah.
is like his name in the fucking hotel.
It's very clearly a reference to Greek mythology.
So he's taking you down the river into the criminal underworld instead of the afterlife underworld. And I think, I don't know, that's cool. There's a bunch of things in the, like, that's really what the storytelling of it's like sort of ideal for this type of movie where it's like, it's not really meant to be like making any sort of really deep point. There's just a lot of moments that you can look at and go like, oh, that's cool. And it like provides context to like the action that's going on that doesn't fucking suck, which is really the bar is it shouldn't suck.
It does that cool thing where it kind of invites you into this new world that's within our own but separate, and then also doesn't hold your hand in that world. Which is something which is a mistake a lot of movies make, where they try and over explain every little thing. Right. And so they don't go and say, oh yeah, here's what the gold coins are about. Oh, here's what what the professional courtesy looks like in this assassin underworld. It's literally just like, there's a underworld and there's assassins and they have all these little things, and you can kind of like radiantly understand what's going on with them. But you don't have to have them fully explained to you. And that rocks. It's just like a mark of good filmmaking right there to do that. Huge fan. They will like drop a little bit of exposition here and there for things that you need, but they'll do it in a way where it's not like there's not like a little greeble grobble following John Wick around with amnesia going like, what's with the coins or whatever. You don't have like some dumb little demon going, well, the coins are for blah 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 blah, and then I don't know, some goblin comes out and it's like, I'm an anti-Semitic trope. Oh wait, that's a different movie. I'm thinking of, my bad.
But they will have like things like where like characters are eating in a restaurant and they'll like casually mention like, oh, that's against the rules of this place or whatever, in a way that sounds like two people are actually talking to each other rather than this is the big thing that I really find distasteful in a lot of art, is like when you create a world and it's not there it doesn't exist for the story of the movie, and it doesn't exist for the characters of the movie to live in as like a naturalistic place. It exists as a thing to show the audience, and it's like designed in a way that doesn't make any sense other than from an external perspective looking into it, you know? And that's like, it's hard to make something that doesn't look like that, because like you have to make all this shit up, or you have to have something that is actually like important you're trying to say and base the world on that. But I don't know. It's the only way to make something that I am going to enjoy, at least.
Well, you have to make your dinner reservations, and that's and that's all it is. They never explain it. They never explain what it is. I'm making a dinner reservation for 12. And you will figure out what it means by watching that movie, because it becomes very obvious very quickly. It's to pick up dead bodies. It's like,
and it's funny too, because they'll show them talking about dinner reservations, and they'll use that term later without explaining it, because they explained it visually to you by showing you everything happening. Like there's the first dinner reservation scene, and then there's the fight in the fucking hotel room where he's being asked, oh, do you need a dinner reservation? And he's like, I don't know yet.
It's very good. It's great. It's very
Somebody good.
He was thoughtful and had fun writing this. It doesn't feel like somebody was just kind of like doing some weird masturbatory, let me just make a movie that is just like for fighting. It's like they had fun writing the script and made it like enjoyable for themselves, you can tell. To make it. So it rocks. And I think that's the reason why you have so much talent in this fucking movie too, because there's a lot of fucking big names that everyone recognizes in this movie.
What is a stacked cast?
It is fucking stacked.
I didn't know Willem Dafoe was in this movie actually until watching it.
Me neither, actually, because I'd watched the second half of the movie a lot, but I've never actually seen the beginning because I always caught it on TV or something like that.
It is I think pretty much the ideal movie to see on television.
Yeah, it's good. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they got this was a big get. They got the guy from the insurance ads, the guy who plays Trouble on insurance ads.
Oh, that guy. I was wondering
I
was wondering where the fuck I recognize that guy from.
Yep.
They've got John Leguizamo, hot off the heels of Gamer.
He's and he doesn't say any gamer words in this movie, which actually that's where the term gamer words comes from, is the movie Gamer. Little known fact. But yeah, John Leguizamo plays a chop shop guy who is kind of the, I don't know, he's a pretty big instigator for the whole plot, just because he's like, he knows everything, and the movie starts out, you don't know anything about who John Wick is, and it all kind of is talked about as the time goes on. It's like, oh, John Wick is somebody, and somebody not to fuck with, and it becomes pretty obvious pretty quickly when John Leguizamo punches the kid who stole his car and killed his dog.
Yeah.
And it's like, and he's like, oh yeah, that happened. And I'm gonna talk to your father about this, because like, your father's a crime lord, I know, but this is you really fucked shit up. And that is John Leguizamo's whole role in this movie, is just introducing these characters, right? And it happens great. It's not over-explaining. It just kind of emerges as time goes on from this like initial point of tension. Yeah, it's very interesting. Very interesting.
I think that this movie was also probably like I don't know. I don't know the whole arc of Keanu Reeves' career super well. But like, I remember there was a time when the common perception was that Keanu Reeves just can't act, and that he's like a piece of cardboard, you know? And that's like, that's kind of like a role he's played very frequently, as like a guy who is like either a blank slate audience stand-in, or is not otherwise like just not very expressive beyond going like, whoa, you know?
Yeah. But I mean, you know, he had his like early role. Well, finish and I'll tell you about his career a little bit.
Oh, go ahead. Like I mean, it just seems like this movie was like around like there was like a reevaluation of Keanu Reeves as an actor, and this movie is probably a big part of that.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, his like, because he did start out with Bill and Ted. When he, you know, where he's like plays a stoner. And his whole thing is just like, whoa, but like, and that's like fine, right? Nobody was giving like Sean Penn that much shit for playing that character in Ridgemont High, right? Like, that's just a character. It's fine, whatever. That's an early career character, and then moves on. And I think the big defining moment, right, is maybe Johnny Mnemonic, but probably The Matrix, right?
Yeah,
where it's like, Johnny Mnemonic, he plays like a pretty low-key guy who's had like a large portion of his brain removed to be replaced with storage so he can run data all over the place, right? And so it's like, yeah, of course he's going to play a low-key guy. Then they get to this movie. Also, that movie's fucking bananas. It's cuckoo bananas, and probably no one sees it. So like the Matrix is like the big point. And the Matrix specifically, everybody is underacting in that movie.
Yeah.
There's nobody who's playing like a big character. Everybody is I know kung fu, you know? And that's why people made fun of him, I think, is because it was like, oh, you know, he has this like he can only do this like one very low register, you know, he's like fucking, I can't think of another actor but yeah, he's just like a nothing. But then, yeah, of course he moved on and was doing some other jobs, and ended up, you know, showing that he does have some acting chops, and he can do that. And this movie really does. I think you might be right that this is like one of the first ones where he really does start to do that character. Because like, I don't know where Constantine fits in this time-wise.
Constantine was, so the Constantine is another movie I was thinking of that's Keanu, but what Constantine was 2005, so that's like a couple years after The Matrix ended. But then also there's A Scanner Darkly right after that, which I haven't seen, but maybe
I haven't seen it either. And I can't imagine acting in that would have been super easy just because that movie is but, you can't like do face acting at all with that.
And John Wick is not really like a movie that is like a movie that like a type of movie where like there's many opportunities for like prestige acting, but there's a lot of like little things where like he's still like that same type of character where he's got like kind of this low register the whole time, and like he's still kind of like monotone, but like he, even though doesn't have like a huge like range in terms of like his physical expressions and like the way he's acting and stuff like that, like the character, he's still acting with a range of like different emotions and things that are occurring within like and it all feels very appropriate for the character, you know, like this isn't like, this is like a cold fucking motherfucker who kills people, right? It's not like he has his moments where he's like, and like clearly showing that he's more like emotionally vulnerable than other moments, but he's still like subdued in that expression, and that's like it feels like sort of a similar type of role to what he's playing before, but like a much better execution of that, I think, because he still has all these character moments that shine through in like little ways throughout the movie.
Yeah. Also, they don't have to hide him during like action scenes because he does a lot of his own stunts, right?
Yeah.
And there's like these moments in a lot of those scenes where you can see he's doing some things. He's like, if you're paying attention, like when he's driving cars and stuff like that, at the beginning when he's doing his like driving around at the airport, it looks like he's fucking crying while he's driving the car a few times. Yeah. And it's just like, and it's something like these little things that you may not even notice. I don't know. It's because, I mean, it makes sense, but there's all these little things that are in there where he does it. The scene specifically where he's getting his ass beat and he's about to get killed, right? And he's able to just like go and take that like that unshakable character that he is, and then turn that into being like, I am fucking back. And you know, that works really.
Yeah, he acts like a fucking like cornered animal in that scene, and it's like fucking it's appropriate. It's how he should be acting in that for that.
Yeah, he finally breaks his like, you know, mostly subdued character to just tell this guy that while he is about to die, that he is going to kill him and his son, and it's just like, and it goes over really well. It's well acted. I don't know. The directing was probably really good for it. Yeah, I was really impressed with that scene.
Yeah, it is cool. No, I don't know much about this director, Chad Stahelski. It is cool having a former stuntman as a director. Even if he's like a co-director, just because it's like, this is like the type of movie that calls for that, right? You want to like have like having, I don't know. I feel the choreography is really, really good through the entire movie, and maybe that type of experience is helpful in developing like shooting like fight scenes like this, from like knowing what the limitations of like a trained stunt actor are in terms of like where you need to put the camera and like how fast you can move the camera around the person, you know.
Yeah, like none of it looks bad.
Yeah,
and
this is like the number one metric for that. I don't want to say that it's always wrong for like you to not be able to tell what's happening in an action scene, because there are times when having something confusing happening is good for a movie, but a lot of movies with action scenes in them, it is hard to tell what is happening because they're shot like ass. And no scene is, there's always a very clear like visual understanding of what's happening in every even when things are like incredibly fast and like you don't really have an opportunity to see what's happening, you can always like tell.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like, oh, it's happening on the other side of the glass. So you just see like blood splatter and somebody sliding down the glass. It's like, oh, okay, I know what's happening on the other side of the glass. In fact, that's a better shot in a lot of ways than showing it, just because you get this like perfect focus of of somebody sliding down frosted glass. You're like, I know exactly what happened on the other side of the glass, and it adds like a texture to the movie that feels really good. Yeah.
Yeah, and there's all these scenes where they play around with like fucking lighting and like lighting and windows and like weird camera perspectives on shit from like where like you'll see someone like a shot where you'll see someone from the other side of a crowd, and like there's all these people moving in and out of the shot, but like you can still like you can see what's happening, and that's like it feels like that shouldn't be high praise, but it really is.
Yeah. Like being able to actually get like directed to have people standing in places, having extras standing in places where it feels crowded, but you can still see what's going on is nuts.
Yeah.
There were times in Blade and Blade 2 where that was 100% not the case. And you can watch it and you can be like, oh yeah, I've lost the characters in the crowd. But not here. And that's great. That's great.
Yeah.
Great. Good movie. I mean, I don't usually go in for this kind of stuff. You know, I'm not a huge fan of shmups. There's a few really good ones out there, John Wick being one of them. And Shoot 'em Up. I love Shoot 'em Up because I think it's really funny. It's a very funny movie to me.
It is funny that they made a movie about Ted Kaczynski.
I haven't watched it in so long, but that's fair. That's fair. You know.
Yeah, I do know.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll cover that on the show sometime. Probably not.
Yeah,
soon.
maybe we'll cover Ted Kaczynski sometime on the show.
That's true. If only we could have a podcast guest come on from heaven.
Yeah. So true.
Any particular scenes really stand out to you in this movie? It's kind of hard to talk about a lot of the scenes of the film because they're all like, and then he zips around, and then he shoots the guy, and he shoots him again in the head, and then he zips around and spins around and kicks him.
There's a couple details that I think are really nice. And I think are probably part of like being a stunt coordinator or like a stunt like someone ex stunt person, right? Is like the way that John Wick carries the gun is very, how do I put it? It's very different from what you see in most movies.
It's very Milsim. It's very Escape from Tarkov.
It is very Milsim, very Escape from Tarkov. Absolutely. Because he holds it back like into his shoulder a lot of the time, which is, you know, I don't know. It's one of those things where it's like, oh yeah, it's because experience. You don't want to have your gun forward when you're going around a corner or like in the range of somebody's grasp, so they can't grab it. And it's like, oh well, that's a nice little detail that they threw in there. So I appreciated that. It gave a very like interesting texture to John Wick as a character, that like John Wick is the consummate professional that like knows what the fuck he's doing at any given time. And that all the other people who were going after him didn't, because they all had their guns like way out in front of them. And they all got their guns grabbed.
Yeah.
John Wick never got his gun grabbed. I don't know. That was a nice little detail in the movie. Also, really appreciated, of course, the scene where they have John Wick in the church. I don't know if it was a church. In that place where he's going to get killed. That whole scene was really good. I always like a breakout scene. Those are nice. And that one in particular, just because the acting in it was really good. You had Ian McShane playing like a really good. Ian McShane plays Vigo, the like main villain, by the way, and Wait, no, that's Winston Scott. Excuse me. I don't remember who plays Vigo.
Who plays Vigo? It is.
I don't know if I know
him. Michael Nyqvist.
Yeah, I don't know him, but he does a great job. He also is like stone cold through most of the movie, but then has his little breaks every once in a while where it's a lot of fun.
He was in The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. Michael Blomkvist.
I don't remember that character from the movie, but
I don't remember that either.
Oh well. But he's actually really good in the movie. He does play his character really well.
Yeah.
And has the emotional changes that are really like hint at a good performance. Loved that. Yeah, so that scene where they're about to kill John Wick, I loved it. And then lastly, the scene with God, what is it? The end. And you know exactly why I loved this scene. Monk, you know.
How far in the end? Like the end or like
we're talking right before the end.
Talking about the duel in the rain on top of the catwalk where they say some Civ brain shit and Keanu punches him out.
Yeah. We were professionals, civilized. And John Wick says, "Do I look civilized to you?" And I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. It's one of my favorite little bugboos is talking about civilization, because I think that it's a much more interesting concept than people give it credit for. And yeah, that's and that was great. It was just great to be like, yeah, we're so civilized because of the way we act, the way that we keep ourselves like professional and all that kind of stuff. And John Wick is like, says, "Do I look civilized to you?" Not just about himself, but also about the whole industry that they're taking part in, I believe.
Yeah.
Whether or not that's what is actually being trying to be communicated there, I don't know if that's true, but that is what I took away from it, and I do think that is very good, very good.
I don't know how much is trying to be communicated specifically in general in the movie, if we're talking about like themes or anything like that beyond like don't kill someone's dog.
Which is a good theme. Cops take notice.
But yeah, it does. There are a lot of moments like that sort of like even if like the movie isn't like broadly metatextually like really making an argument about any specific like quote unquote deep concept.
I'm gonna find one, okay, Monk? I'm gonna find one. I'm gonna put it in there. I'm gonna shove it in there with a knife, okay?
Yeah.
Just like that knife into Vigo's shoulder killed him because it went into his lungs, okay?
Yeah, but like even if the movie's not like strictly about like a specific thing, there are a lot of moments like that are like, oh yeah, this just makes sense and it looks nice and it makes sense are two things that you tend to want to see in a movie.
Yeah, true. Yeah, just really great. Recommend if you can stand some blood. It's like genuinely a really beautifully shot movie.
Yeah.
So yeah, check it out.
They do a lot of cool shit with like light, especially like the fucking like whole nightclub sequence. It's probably like my favorite part of the movie by far is just because like how everything is shot and like the I don't know, it's just a cool environment. It's another kind of video gamey part of the movie is that it seems like the movie is like based around like different levels.
Yeah, that's true.
He's in the nightclub level, and then he's in the church level, and then he's in the hotel level. This is the wrong order of things, but you know what I mean. The warehouse level, like it's good. I don't mean that as a criticism, but he goes to a lot of different places, and like the places he goes to feel authentic to like what the things happening in that place would be like. Like the nightclub, there's like a billion fucking people around. When he goes to the safe house, there's like snipers guarding everything, and like it feels like the places were like thought out. Like, oh, how would how would people be using this space at the time that John Wick shows up and starts killing people?
Yeah. I mean, I think that maybe the safe house is a little bit silly just because they do have a sniper posted outside to like guard the place, but
it's silly, but like
it's silly, but it is like in universe it makes sense.
Yeah. I also like when he fucking killed what's Vigo's kid, Yosef.
Yosef.
I thought that was because like the whole movie is like this revenge thing, and then fucking Vigo catches John Wick and fucking like starts torturing him and like monologuing at him about how he made him sad and by killing people. John Wick catches the person he's after and just immediately like doesn't even let him finish the sentence. Boom. You're dead, motherfucker.
Yeah, Yosef is like in the middle of saying it was just a fucking dog. Cause that's the impetus of all of this. The car is something, but the dog is the real thing that is the motivator for John Wick because of, I mean, it's gift from his dead wife, right? And so it's like, oh yeah, okay, so this dog is really important to him. But yeah, he's just in the middle of saying that. And he just won't let him finish. He's like, no, fuck you, you're dead. And it's like, it builds the character. It really does. Because it's just like, oh yeah, no, he doesn't care. He doesn't care about that. He doesn't want to hear your justifications. He's on his mission and he does it.
Yeah. I'm interested in seeing what the sequels to this are like, because I think the movie works so, and I've heard people, I haven't seen the sequels or really I don't really know anything about them, but I have heard people say that complain about there being so many sequels since the first movie worked so well as like a standalone movie. And like I genuinely don't know if they're going to try to develop some sort of like through line, or if it's just, oh, he's back and he's killing people again. But who knows? I don't know. I kind of am skeptical of the idea of there being like this this deep, intricate, multi-movie long plot to the John Wick series. But maybe it could be good.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to checking it out because I've never seen the second one. I think is it the fourth one? There's a fourth one, right?
I think there is a fourth one. I think that came out last year.
Yeah, and that's the only other one I've seen. I haven't seen 2 or 3.
Interesting.
Yeah.
When you watched 4, did it seem like there were a bunch of fucking plot threads that were being resolved after being brought up in other movies? Or did it seem like a standalone movie to you?
It felt like it had something leading up to it that was like important to understand, but that ultimately most of the stuff inside of the movie was self-contained.
Interesting. Okay.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Well, I guess we'll see.
We'll see when we get to it. It's coming up. I'm sure. I'm sure. I don't know what movies we're doing next, Monk.
Or what guests we're having on next.
Or what guests we're having on next week.
Anything left you'd like to get off your chest about John Wick?
No, I just I recommend watching the movie. Yeah, it's a nice one. It's a good time. Not too heavy. The beginning's a little heavy, but once you're past that, it's like, you know.
You're okay with the dog dying.
Yeah.
Which you probably should. It's like, come on, it's not a real dog. Come on.
Yeah, and it's not, they don't like show the dog get hit, but they just show the before and after.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, and it is, I'm gonna confess that part was a little tough for me. Cause I like dogs, but I don't like people.
Oof.
But I mean, it's not like it would stop me from watching the movie. I'm not that kind of person.
No, Brian's a sick, twisted individual.
That is more true than it should be, probably. Yeah. Yeah. How about you? What did you? Any last thoughts about the movie before we sign off for tonight?
Here's maybe a mild piece of criticism. The fucking thing where he's like, I saw him kill 3 guys with a pencil. Really felt like a Chekhov's, like I didn't a Chekhov's pencil moment, you know. I don't think literally showing like a pencil like the guy described would have actually made the movie any better, but I do think there could have been more like it feels like John Wick is always either punching a dude out or shooting them or stabbing them every once in a while with like a knife. I feel like some of my favorite action movies are the ones where like most of the time people are just picking up random bullshit and throwing it at each other instead of like actually like using weapons. And John Wick, after showing that expectation with the pencil line, did not actually have any improvised weaponry that I can remember that John Wick picked up. Some guy hit him with a champagne bottle. That was pretty cool.
That's true. That was good.
But
yeah,
I don't know. This is a nitpick though. The movie's still fine.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like that kind of thing can be good, right?
Yeah.
But I don't know. Sometimes it feels a little bit like trite to be like, hey, we talked about how this guy is like really good with like improvised weapons, and then like to use the specific one.
Yeah, again. I don't think it should have been a pencil, but I think like something like a pencil, you know, some weird shit that you shouldn't be able to kill someone with, like a carrot.
Like a carrot. If they now that would have been nice if they'd said, "Oh, well, we gave him a carrot after talking about the pencil." That would have made me laugh really hard. I would have liked that a lot.
Yeah,
and they should have done that.
Yeah, literally using a pencil, I agree, would have been kind of trite, but they could have done something that wasn't like a gun, you know?
Like imagine if in Shmup they were like, oh yeah, well Clive Owen's like really good with a carrot, and then they had him use the carrot.
No, instead he just uses the carrot, and people are like, "What the fuck are you doing?
What the fuck are you doing? That's awesome, but also, what the fuck are you doing?" And then he has sex while doing a shootout. I don't know. It's fucking stupid. Great, great, another great, really stupid movie that makes me laugh every time I watch it because what the fuck?
Yep.
Yeah.
So we don't have any emails today.
That's right.
We do have 2 voicemails, however.
Oh,
from friend of the show, Trogdor Runner, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So here's voicemail number 1. These are a little bit longer, so let's get through these.
Okay.
Hi, y'all. This is Troggy Doggy. I listened to a lot of podcasts throughout the week, and everyone decided to start updating. And then the Star Trek Troopers episode came out, and I was like, oh, well, I should probably listen to that. And then I only just did that earlier today, and I was like, well, now I feel that I haven't been listening. So now I'm listening to, I just finished Lost in Space, and seems pretty bad. It seems like exactly what I would expect Galaxy Quest to be, just based off of like everything I see about it. And I don't know if you guys want to get into like the whole universe of it's Star Trek, but it's not Star Trek because we didn't have the budget, and it's also the interim period between like TNG is really taking off, but it's not quite the reboots in 2009. I know some, but I just can't think of any on top of my head because I didn't have to call while I was on the road. But I hope this makes it into the podcast. Love y'all. Have a good one. I will continue listening, albeit probably about a week late. Y'all have a great time.
Awesome. So yeah, we should watch Galaxy Quest instead of Lost in Space. And
well, yeah. I mean, Galaxy Quest. See, here's the thing about Galaxy Quest. Galaxy Quest is good. Where Lost in Space is unwatchable.
Yeah, I think if you were thinking about watching Lost in Space, you should watch Galaxy Quest instead, and then you can watch a good movie about schlocky sci-fi and not a bad movie.
Yeah, it's funny. Tim Allen isn't like too bad in it. It's got Alan Rickman.
Got Tony Shalhoub.
You're gonna have a nice time. It makes a lot of joke. Yeah, it's got Tony Shalhoub, everybody's favorite Tony Shalhoub, Monk's favorite Tony Shalhoub. Yeah, there's it's all about like these characters who play Star Trek on TV, and they just get turned into like they have to do real Star Trek, and it's good, it's fun, it's not heavy most of the time. Everybody grows and learns, becomes better people. It's everything you want in a movie.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna say it's high art, but it's good, and the aliens are fun. The aliens who are just like who are weird squid people that transmogrify themselves into looking human to get help. It's good.
Yeah.
It's good. It's good.
It's not high art like Starship Troopers 3 Marauders.
Exactly. That is high art. Come at me. Starship Troopers 3 is an amazing movie. Very, very good. I know people are going to think Starship Troopers 3, that movie, it looks bad, and therefore I shouldn't think it's awesome. And you know what? Fuck you. That movie is so plucky. My God, it's so fucking good. There's so much good stuff going on in it.
I got them started on fucking Marauders again, and now we're going to be here for another 30 minutes.
I know, right? Just fucking watch Marauder. It's amazing, and you'll like it. Okay, just don't come into it with like the expectation that it's going to look like the first movie, because it's not. There's problems with the movie, but those problems are all superficial. All of the things that are like really good about that movie come from just like an excellent understanding of what a Starship Troopers movie is, and it is that.
Okay,
it really is that. Okay, I'll stop.
Yeah, watch out, everyone. A second voicemail is about to hit the podcast.
Oh my
God.
God.
It's Froggy Doggy again. Farscape, Babylon 5, the Battlestar Galactica reboot. I guess technically the first Battlestar Galactica. I think I already said Babylon 5, but like, I know those aren't movies. I know that would be more difficult to just cover, but I didn't want to like remember it immediately after and then not say it. So I wanted to leave the second voicemail. I hope both of these make it into the podcast. I hope it's just as embarrassing as it is in my head, or as cool and funny and irreverent, or whatever. I don't know who I am. Y'all have a good one.
All right.
Thank you, Froggy Doggy.
Thank you. Yes, the next episode is going to be on the entirety of Farscape, Babylon 5, and Battlestar Galactica all in one.
We're going to do it all.
We're going to watch all three of these series back to back in 1 week and then complain about them.
God, imagine doing Battlestar Galactica. I love Battlestar Galactica, but also
I haven't seen it.
It's kind of a shit show.
That's the kind of the reason I've avoided seeing it, is because I'm convinced that there will be something about it that makes me really mad.
I don't know if there's anything that there's probably a few continuity issues that you might run into, but like mostly it's pretty interesting. I'd check it out. Babylon 5, no.
There's some
Stargate,
fucking
no.
Babylon 5 and Stargate defenders that I've known.
Well, the Babylon 5 defenders at least have like a leg to stand on, because it's like it's fine, right? But like Stargate is bad.
It's bad,
like
straight up bad.
It's just a bad show. I've never like I used to watch it as a kid because it's just like, ooh, flashing lights. Wow. Oh, wow. This alien race is differentiated from humans because they have a sigil on their head. Wow. Wow. That's so cool. Wow. What are the Goa'uld? Oh, they're fucking, I don't know, like evil human aliens that just have like armor. Oh, they're like Egyptian. Stupid. It's a stupid show. The movie's bad. The movie's probably better than the show, honestly, but fuck that whole thing. Fuck Stargate, get out of here.
So we're not watching the Stargate movie.
I mean, we can.
I don't really want to.
I'm not against suffering for art, you know.
The next sci-fi show this isn't on the podcast docket, but on my watching shows docket is probably fucking Lex, because Zotz keeps yelling about watching Lex.
Yeah, I hear a lot about Lex from some people.
Yeah.
You know, it'd be fun to do Lex and talk to Zotz about it, but also I don't want to do an episode on the whole series of the show.
Yeah.
That seems like a lot.
It does seem like a lot. Maybe they made a Lex movie.
Yeah. Is there like a Lex abridged?
Lex, also known as Lex the Dark Zone Stories and Tales from a Parallel Universe, science fiction television series created by Lex Geigeroff. Fuck off. Don't name your show after yourself.
Yeah. Ew.
Yeah, I don't think there's a movie or an abridged.
That's too bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe Zotz can start the Lex podcast and invite us on.
Lex Pod. Hey Zotz, now that you're free, you want to start a Lex podcast where you invite us on to come and watch Lex and talk about Lex?
It's about the journey of watching an entire science fiction series, and it's called Lex Trek.
Oh God.
Alrighty. Yeah, so we don't have any other voicemails or emails. Please send us an email. Please leave us a voicemail. Thank you, Troggy Doggy, Trogdor, Wogdor, for your kind 1 minute and 51 seconds of your time leaving the voicemail.
Yeah, it's very sweet of you. We love fan voicemail.
We love when we don't have to think of something to say.
Mail. Yeah, we love it when we can just listen to someone else say some things and it just makes me go on a fucking rant about Marauder.
But yeah,
I'm healthy.
You can find us at
edgelordpod
at gmail.com is the email. You can also call the edging hotline at 920-350-EDGE, 920-350-3343. There's a Twitter, edging podcast. There might be a Blue Sky. Have you made a Blue Sky? No. Okay. There's not a Blue Sky.
Not yet. Yeah, we'll get around to it probably. I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't know. We might get a Patreon if I do a Blue Sky. I don't know. Fuck it. I'm gonna make a Mastodon account for.
There's oh my gosh. We don't have a letterbox for the show, but both of us are on Letterbox. And you can see our respective opinions on various films.
Mm-hmm. And there's a list of the movies that we've watched that I curate, and and just my opinions about them slapped on there. Although I try and take Monk's opinions into consideration when I'm writing those.
I don't take Brian's considerations into my opinion at all when I write anything on Letterboxd.
Oh no, my private ones I ignore Monk entirely, but the ones where on the list, the list specific reviews, those get a little bit of Monk stank on them.
Ew. Alrighty, well, until next time, everyone. Edge you on the flip side.
Yeah, see you on the jump, trooper.